the new moon, and I believe there are either 7 or 8, maybe this was the 8th or the 7th, I'm not sure, but there is 7 or 8 astrological placements right now of significant energy, significant bodies that are all in Aries. So, for these collectives, I ask you to go and look at your own natal chart and see what how your own chart is populated. But for the collectives that we read here, we also include the 8th house and 12th house, because we're dealing with energies of things that are going on around you, but not yet overt. So think about that, as it applies to you. I mean, if your charts are just like hanging out there with like nothing, maybe not. For instance, I have nothing in my 4th house. But if you have something in there, consider your 8th house and your 12th house. In addition to the normal signs that are read, that would be your sun, your moon, your 8th house, your 12th house. Sun, moon, rising, 8th house, 12th house. Yes, those are the placements. If you appreciate my time, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Air and water signs. Interesting. So just by that, you're quite well-rounded to have fire, be a fire sun, and have air and water in there. And let's go. I have fire. Significantly in my placements, depending upon what chart you would look at, I would either have a fire rising or a fire moon. And I can tell you in terms of timing and in temperament, my natural temperament, I definitely feel that fire energy. Thank you so much for the like. Okay, I guess it's time to go and move the little pussycat over. Go on. She says, oh, we're going to do things. Not exactly. Not exactly we. Okay. So, welcome to Mystic Moons. This is part of a reoccurring series that I've been doing for a while. If you feel called to, you can always go and check out the other readings in this series. If you do appreciate my time, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. These readings will probably take altogether about an hour to maybe an hour and a half. I won't be time stamping it, as to timestamp on the phone is a bit difficult. So I just invite you to go and jump along with the timeline and look at the description. The description has the signs and the order that they will be read. We're going to start off with water, head off to fire, go to earth, and then end with air. The order in which the signs are going to be read, as listed in the description, is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Each reading will probably take about, the messages are short and sweet. Maybe they'll take like 3 to 5 minutes. If they're a little longer, maybe they'll take about 7. Okay. Let's see, if you would like to go and support the channel too, consider becoming a member, consider becoming a moonwalker. There will be, you get astrological notes released more frequently in your collective's honor. You also get first pass at them, but you help generate more content for your collective in that way. Be sure to let me know your sun sign if you do so. And and you also get complimentary readings too. I put up members' lives in which you get readings. Let's see. Is there anything more I want to say? I feel like there was. I can't remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go and start the readings. We're going to start with Pisces. Pisces, who is watching you? And these are energies, Pisces, that someone who's watching you so intently that you should be aware of in the midst of all the other observations or people whose observations we happen to catch, devices we happen to be on. Who's watching Pisces right now? That would be a Pisces sun, moon, rising, Pisces 12th house, a Pisces 8th house. Bunch of cards want to slip out. I have Queen of Wands. Well, Queen of Wands with Four of Swords. Pisces, in this energy, it's almost like whoever is watching you doesn't matter. Whoever is watching you, Pisces, you have already made your opinion. You have already drifted away. You have already seemed to deem them a little boring, a little useless, lacking motivation, not colorful. They don't bring color they don't have color in their life. Pisces, they don't bring color into yours. Very disinterested energy. One could say in this energy, Pisces, the person who's watching you is someone who you gave a chance for them to, be vibrant. More than anything, with all these cups, Pisces, here's someone who should be emotionally tuned into their world, emotionally sensitive, emotionally curious, dedicated to something, have passion about something other than your 9 to 5, your money coming in, the food you eat and then defecate out. Pisces, here is a desire for someone to see the beauty in life and to realize that in order to live life fully, there's more avenues to it than just the material side. There's being human and appreciating the small things that make us human. Anyway, Pisces, someone who's watching you is someone who you gave time to. And Pisces, ultimately your attention is turned. Thank you for the like. So Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, I have a 3 of Wands. We have some Aries energy coming in here. Actually, reading my queens as cardinals. So we have significant Aries energy. Of course, we are still in Aries season. There's some strong Aries transits, as we mentioned, going on right now. I also have some Libra energy, some Taurus energy. Pisces, the person who's watching you is someone who you have no interest in. You know, in this energy, Pisces, this is like someone who you gave time, enough time for them to, I don't know if act right or just simply be right. Maybe it's a combination of both. But you saw, Pisces, that being with them did not make your life any better. Also, too, a waste of time in this energy. Pisces, let's go and find out more. Oh, actually, that's kind of it. But anyway, I feel like finding a little bit more, Pisces, we will. I have Magician. I have some air coming up. Eight of Cups is Pisces. Of course, Hangman is Pisces too. Pisces, I feel like overall for who is watching you, you have made the decision, or recently, Pisces, you have made the decision. It's like a little old energy with energy coming into the future. When I say old, I'm going to say maybe by like around the new year-ish kind of energy almost too. Maybe Piscean season, Pisces, to now. You are cutting the cord to certain people. They're just not worth it. They don't have the mentality that you want. They don't have the zest you want. And Pisces, those people are watching you. Those people are watching you, Pisces, and they know that they can never capture your attention in the first place, which is why they were drawn to you. And they could never keep your attention. So Pisces, other energies that I pulled up here, I have some air. I read both of these as Gemini and Aquarius. We have all the air signs, actually. All the air signs. I have significant fire and some Taurus. Also, two Pisces in this energy, the person who's watching you, depending upon where you have Aries placements, if you have Aries placements, these are the people that simply, utterly bored you and or failed you in those energies. So if you had, for instance, Pisces and Aries in Saturn, Pisces, here's someone who should have helped up their responsibility, the interest in you, should have been consistent, dependable, and they weren't, for instance. Pisces, if you have an Aries in moon, Aries in moon energy, here is someone, Pisces, who I want to say both lack the curiosity and the empathy, understanding of the world, and also two Pisces, just someone who operates entirely different from your value systems. You know, this is sort of going into that I eat and drink and it's good. Life needs to be more than that. But anyway, if you have Aries placements, that's where they disappointed you. That's where they bore you. And that's why you are leaving. But they are watching nonetheless. Pisces, and who is watching you? A big gulf is ever expanding between you and them. You're off to make new connections, Pisces. Not looking back and not caring. Pisces, let's go on to the next message. That would be for Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, Cancer 8th house, Cancer 12th house. Let's see, Cancer. Who is watching Cancer? Another person, Cancer, you are not dealing with. Oh, they missed the time you spent together, Cancer. I don't know if you missed the time that you spent together, but they definitely are missing the time they spent with you, Cancer. They didn't plan on meeting you, didn't plan on knowing you, didn't plan on learning more about you, learning what they did about you, Cancer, as much as they did. And then once they did, Cancer, how different you were, how fun you were, how alive you were, something they never experienced before. And you're not dealing with them anymore. Maybe it's mutual, Cancer. But here's someone who definitely enjoyed the time they had with you, the unique time they had with you, the surprisingly different time they had with you. This is a novelty, what they got with you. Cancer, energy coming up here. We are actually going into Taurus season, aren't we? Anyway, we have some Leo, Taurus. I actually read my my Empress as between Taurus and Cancerian energy. Whatever that is, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Gemini. One could also say, too, in this energy, Cancer, they enjoyed the time they spent with you. They could also have considered you a bit larger than they could handle. Or maybe, Cancer, they thought they could handle you and you just saw them for what they were and moved along accordingly. But this is energy that was different from them. An eye-opener. Something, maybe they didn't want to admit it to themselves, maybe they did, they really enjoyed. And so, Cancer, they linger. Lingering. Cancer. I do read my queens as cardinals. Queen of Cups. I wanted that card, Cancer. Should be a page. It's a whole bunch of cards. An offer to move forward, Cancer. Support and grow. Commitment, Cancer, in this energy. This other card that it wanted to go and choose, a King of Wands. Cancer, I'm going to go and pull this one more time. Some more Taurus energy. So Cancer, when you pull on energies, there's a couple stages of energy, right? There are people who have ideas. Actually, there's even a stage before that. People don't really have ideas, but they're searching for one. Maybe they have an idea, Cancer, but underneath of their indecision, they know what they want. They know what they're seeking. They are innately gravitating towards something, right? There's that pre-stage thought, and then Cancer going further into it. There's when you have a definite decision. Cancer, the person who's watching you is imagining the what ifs reflected upon what they know of you, what they saw of you, what they're still learning about you, Cancer. Here's someone who's watching you, dreaming about you, imagining in their head possibilities of what could be. And Cancer, in this energy, there are other places, Cancer. You're meant to be other people, Cancer. You are meant to deal with. The person who's watching you, Cancer, is an old energy that for whatever reason, Cancer, won't be given a second chance, Cancer, to come back to you. Cancer energies here are significantly strong in Earth. We have some Taurus energy, could be somebody with significant Taurus. I say significant Taurus all the way around. They could have anywhere from a Taurus sun to Taurasian 12th house, Taurasian moon. Maybe even a Taurus, how do you pronounce that word? Chiron, for instance. Maybe even a Taurus Lilith. Something about this energy can cycle. You're someone whose mind you're going to continue being on for a while. But it doesn't matter, Cancer. I also have some Cancerian and some Capricorn energy here. That is who is watching, Cancer. I wonder if there's anything more I should say about that. Other than Cancer, this is someone who you will not give even a sneeze to. Taurus and Capricorn energy most strongest. And yet they still talk, Cancer, like they know you. Still think in their head they know you. Still imagine things that are pure fantasy, Cancer. They might as well imagine themselves going underground and hanging out with the elves or the dwarves, and to the sea and hanging out with the mermaids. Might as well see themselves, Cancer, putting out flashing lights in a field and waiting for aliens to come, Cancer. Those would be a lot more fruitful than their imaginations about you. Let's go on to the next reading. That would be Scorpio. Scorpio. I have a 10 of Swords, 2 of Swords, person who's watching you, not accepting separation, Scorpio. Scorpio, here's someone who you had enough of. You ended things with them, Scorpio. One could say in this energy they were happy to end it, go along with the flow and end things quite firmly themselves. And Scorpio, they didn't mean it. I have all the air signs here, and I have strong fire with some Capricorn. Strong Leo. with maybe some fire, but all the air signs are here. But here's someone unwilling to let go. Scorpio. Scorpio, everything they said to you, every nasty, unpleasant thing they did to you, Scorpio, that didn't mean anything to them in terms of burning bridges and cutting ties. Scorpio, in this energy, it was fun. Tangling with you, sparring with you, Scorpio, seeing your reaction, Scorpio, seeing how you behave, Scorpio, all that is fun to the person who's watching you. Strong air. When I say strong air, Scorpio, I would consider that not only the collectives that are here, I'd also expect to see air in their Mercury. Maybe too, air in their 5th house, Jupiter, maybe Pluto. I don't know so much Mars, but I feel definitely a Pluto. And 7th house, Venus energy. Communication. This person is not that constructively aspected to communication if it is in air. Their actions are more honest than their words. Their action places are stronger than their communication places. So, Ten of Swords, Scorpio. 2 of Cups, Scorpio. Maybe for the water signs, if you're watching this, you have water placements. Maybe light some Palo Santo, light some sage, light some incense. Open up the doors and get some fresh air. Take a bath with some Epsom salts and some candles and whatnot. You know, cleanse your energy, water signs. I read my Knight of Cups as Scorpio. Scorpio, the person, thank you for the hearts, is the person who's watching you. Is someone Scorpio? Scorpio, maybe with this person you've been going on and off of for a while. Maybe the first time, Scorpio, the first couple times, Scorpio, you separate from this person because of circumstances, not necessarily because of, negative things. But I feel in this energy, Scorpio, definitely somebody was expecting a whole lot more, wanted a whole lot more than they were getting. And Scorpio, there was a firm ending here. Someone said, I had enough, I want out. Other person says, no. You know, what was said and what was done doesn't really mean anything, Scorpio. Here is the energy of somebody who you already dealt with, and they are coming back if they're not back already. They will try and seesaw you, Scorpio. Scorpio, in this energy, maybe you have already heard some communication from them to begin with. And maybe too, Scorpio, somehow this doesn't quite feel like family. This feels a little deeper in friendship. But here's Scorpio, someone who was close to you, who's going to try and come back to you as friends. That's what they're going to do, to come back safe, conversations to talk about, maybe even safe activities or invitations to go and meet on. If it's not safe, Scorpio, in this energy, it could be necessary. They reach out to you because they need a rock, a support. Someone who knows them, someone who will support them. Someone who they know, Scorpio, who they hope they're going to use it as a litmus test, Scorpio, to see how much you care. Anyway, Scorpio, that's who's watching you. If they're not already in the energy of reaching out and rebuilding that relationship with you, they will. Energy is coming up here, Scorpio. As I said, I have strong air. I also have Cancer, Leo. Well, we had strong Leo before, too. Maybe I have some Libra in here, too. Oh, I do have some Libra. So let's say they'll be the three strongest energies. We have strong Leo, strong Libra. All the air signs are present. We have some Cancer. Not much to say about this energy, Scorpio, without going further into it, other than the issues that you had with them that led to the separation. They haven't gone anywhere. And emotional ties, history, Scorpio, is what's going to keep this person coming back to you, and is what is going to keep you continuing to deal with them if you give them the chance. And they will make plenty of chances. As who's watching, Scorpio. Scorpio, I'd almost go on to Earth, but I believe we're on fire. That would be a fire sun, a fire moon, a fire rising, a fire, well, Aries. And Aries, 8th house, and Aries, 12th house. So Aries collective. Who's watching Aries? I feel like saying someone who's gracious, Aries. Someone who's charming, or they see the charm in you. They see the value in you. This energy, though, one would say very charming, very well spoken, handles themselves out in public very well. Thank you for the like. Definitely your public face, Aries, is what attracts this person to you. All this Pisces energy coming up here, Aries. Did you catch someone's attention, Aries, around February, March? Did you catch the attention of somebody with some significant Pisces placements, Aries? Do you know somebody with some Piscean placements? Anyway, very strong Pisces here. This person has been watching your public face. This person likes what they see, Aries. They like how you conduct yourself, how you handle yourself. And neatly. I do wonder if you caught their attention or you got on their radar recently, last couple weeks. One could say it was almost a duration of time, but then we start going off into mental states. I think that's not exactly what we're looking at here, Aries. But here's somebody who has been watching you. Have they been learning about you? You know, Aries, in this energy, they're about to do more. That's what that energy says. Someone's watching you and about to do more. I have an 8 of Wands. 2 of Cups. A Knight of Cups with a Page of Cups. New beginnings, Aries. Someone's been seeing you out and about in the, I want to say, real life. I'm not really getting any sort of digital or gossip type of avenues or channels. You've caught the attention of somebody outside, Aries, someone in a social enough place. I do think they have seen you more than twice. Have they seen you regularly? Maybe not necessarily every day regularly, but maybe a couple times a week regularly, maybe once a week with regularity. It's someone who's been watching you in real life. Every so often, every couple of days, every 7 days or less, Aries, they see you. This is someone who hasn't spoken to you yet. Someone who's watching you, Aries, and they will introduce themselves. If they have interacted with you, Aries, it would be a smile, a glance, a word, not really a conversation, not really name to name. That's coming soon. Aries, in this energy, I have Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe if I dug all the way down a little bit further, I have some strong Capricorn in there with a little bit of Leo. And of course, I have that strong Pisces. That's who's watching. Aries, someone new, someone who's going to make an effort, Aries, to get to know you more. They've decided. They are around you. Who can you recognize, Aries, that when you go out, you see? This person certainly has recognized you. Let's see what else we have. We have Sagittarius. Let's see, Sagittarius. Who is watching Sagittarius? I have really strong Aquarius energy coming out here, Sagittarius. Do you know anybody with significant Aquarius placements? The person watching you, Sagittarius, is a dreamer. One could say they're a dreamer, Sagittarius, and how much progress they make towards their dreams a little slow, a little labored. Things don't necessarily move easily for them, Sagittarius. Though all that they're focused on, Sagittarius, are those dreams. All that they want to head in the direction of, Sagittarius, are those dreams. Sagittarius, the person who's watching you, doesn't really matter how close physically they are to you, Sagittarius. They could be right beside you. Excuse me, Sagittarius. They could be completely opposite of you, the other side of the world from you, Sagittarius, because what they are ultimately drawn to, what they refuse to let go of, are their dreams, Sagittarius, their inspiration. They're a bit idealistic. Well, extremely idealistic. And they're trying to make that ideal reality, and that's taking a bit long for them, Sagittarius. That's what's consuming them. They're determined to get it. They won't be deviated from it. Energies. I have significant Aquarius. I do have then followed by some Cancer, Aries, and some Pisces. We can also think about this too, Sagittarius, as holding on to what they consider important. They're not going to be deviated from this direction, this path, this hope they want. I have the Lovers. Eight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. 10 of Wands. Sagittarius. You know, in this energy, Sagittarius, you have a very strong way, strong focus, undeterred focus towards certain things. And Sagittarius, there must be someone who you know in equal energy, but not necessarily like you, who's also pretty strong and determined about what they want and to go after it. Here's someone, Sagittarius, who has their own way of acting. Very firm. No mediation. Sagittarius, this person watches you, wondering if they should have done things differently. This person, Sagittarius, is committed to walking on the road they have chosen. A road, ultimately, Sagittarius, in which they don't necessarily see including you. But they still wonder, Sagittarius. Because Sagittarius, the person who's watching you, is someone who loves you. But Sagittarius, they don't love you as much as something they've committed to long before. And I say something, Sagittarius, not necessarily. It has to be a person. It could just be an ideal, a hope. You know, Sagittarius, maybe this person dreamed of living in a boat and traveling the world. And living on a boat is not something you can sustain or entertain, right? It could be as simple as that. Unfortunately, Sagittarius, while I get the energy that they love you, they do love you. Loving you, Sagittarius, is hard for them to do because of what your expectations are and how they want to live. Excuse me. They don't love you more than this self-expression, this goal, this way of living, this lifestyle they aspire to have and that they're building out. They don't love you more than that. They love you just slightly less. Less Sagittarius to make it hard for them to completely let you go. And Sagittarius, this person who's watching you, I'm sure you must feel that. Not necessarily they love you less or anything like that than they're, and then when I say less, I mean Sagittarius, they have their self-identity, right? Their North Star, their core soul spirit that colors their aura. And Sagittarius, you come up second to that. They don't love you more than their identity, Sagittarius, but slightly less than that. And they can't reconcile the two. Sagittarius energies. I already said energies, right? Let's go on to, oh, we're at an hour. I'm going to take a little break, just a momentary break. And then we'll pick up with Leo, Earth, and Air. Hello. Let's go and restart. I just want to make sure my sound is on. Okay. Sometimes YouTube is temperamental. Or maybe it's YouTube and my phone in combination. I can be talking and it's muted. I can do a reading for a long enough period of time and 70 seconds are saved. Readings to the ether, they become So we're on Leo. Thank you for the like. That would be a Leo sun, moon, rising. Leo 8th house, Leo 12th house. Who is watching Leo? I have a page of pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. 6 of Wands, Leo energy. Oh, somebody with a whole lot of self-esteem. Could also be in this energy, Leo. The person who's watching you is someone who admires the way you handle yourself, the way that you go through life, the jauntiness in your step, the conviction you have in yourself. The person watching you, Leo, they notice that. They have qualities of that themselves too, Leo. Definitely the energy, Leo, of like attracting like. This person who's watching you, Leo, this is someone who, well, I don't know if they are about to engage you, Leo, or if they are already engaging you, Leo. To me, all this energy speaks of someone dealing with you, not necessarily in a significant or a serious way, but developing a relationship, getting to know you, getting you to know them, seeing where it goes in friendly energy. Leo, is there someone who you have been talking to? Or someone who talks to you anyway? Normally, this person is friendly. Friendly energy. This is someone who doesn't allow the connection, the conversation to die. Oops, card fell out. I have Hermit. I have 7 of Wands. Some Leo energy. Queen of Cups. Want to come out with Hermit. Leo, the person who's watching you, I feel this is someone who is, are they about to talk to you? Leo, I think they already are kind of making small chit chat with you. They could have been making small chit chat with you for a while, Leo. But that's all they've been, friends, Leo. Energy coming up here. I do have Leo energy. Some Cancerian energy. If I looked a little further back here, I have some Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn energy. So reading for Leo, right? Leo, this person is also seeing with their friendly overtures, their friendly conversation, the friendly bond, Leo, that they are maintaining. I want to say maintaining with you, Leo. They want to see how that affects your temperament, your discernment about them. Leo, in this energy, I don't think this person is necessarily inclined to make any bolder moves than conveying friendship. They're going to go and keep boundaries that they feel they should, without necessarily asking or expecting anything more, Leo. Leo, here's somebody who would like to go and get something started with you. Their timing, Leo, is generous. Leo, here's someone who could wait a long time to do anything significant. But they definitely value you, Leo. They admire you. They should be a positive presence around you. And Leo, I feel like in this energy, they're opening up the door to friendship. And for anything more, Leo, that would have to be done on your end. And anything more, Leo, I'm not necessarily meaning love, by the way, like romantic love. Leo, the energy that I have here is someone that would like to have a deeper relationship with you. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, Leo. This could be someone who could offer their help in a more significant way, could aid their time and energy towards you in a more significant way. If you needed it, Leo, if you asked for it. Essentially, the person who's watching you is someone who's friendly to you. And if you wanted Leo to go and see about becoming more than friends, Leo, you would have to initiate that. And also, too, in this energy, Leo, if you needed any significant help, they would offer it to you if you would ask. Think about that, Leo. There's someone here who's willing to give themselves. Could be, if you'd like, Leo, their emotional commitment of themselves to you. Could also be in this energy, Leo. If you needed some financial help or some time, they would very willingly give it to you. This person, Leo, who keeps themselves as a friend. Let's go on to, yes, air. Thank you, Mars. Earth. Let's go on to Earth. I'm going to go on with Taurus. That would be a Taurus sun. Thank you for the like. Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising, Taurus 12th house, Taurus 8th house. Taurus, your season is just about beginning. Taurus, where I am, all the world is awakening in green. Those tender shades of green, Taurus, are some of the energies that I see, I feel, are the earth signs energy. Anyway, Taurus, who's watching Taurus? King of Swords, Taurus, 9 of Swords. On someone's mind, Taurus. Determined not to let things remain where they are, Taurus. Have you already washed your hands of them, Taurus? Ooh. I say ooh, Taurus, because with King and Queen of Swords, we have soulmate energy here. Two people in this energy, two Taurus, that are pretty aligned, like similar. Maybe not aligned with each other. Maybe too closely aligned with each other, though. You think the same. You want the same. You have the same hopes and the same fears. Although you may not communicate it. You also have the same impasse. Whatever is holding you back, Taurus, from moving in a certain way also affects this person, Taurus. Lots of court cards coming up here too, Taurus, in air. Taurus, I kind of feel like these are misunderstandings and fumbles. Behavior and words, Taurus, aren't necessarily linking up. Also, too, Taurus, what needs to be said hasn't been said, can't be said. Well, we'll see how much it can't be said. But the person who's watching you, Taurus, definitely there's some miscommunication going on here, some inability prior, Taurus, to act. This person acted clumsy, either with their words or their actions or their both of those things, Taurus. You know, it's like people were reading the actions and they were like, oh, but I meant inside. And what they meant, Taurus, well, was it really discernible? Taurus, in this energy too, the person who's watching you went around at one point with a whole lot of, well, I could say energy. Energy is actually kind of trivializing it. They went around with a whole lot of swagger, a whole lot of bravado, a bravada, very self-confident. Saw something, went after it. Definitely, though, moved too fast, moved too callously, Taurus, for you. And in their exuberance, in the bluster, Taurus, this person, I want to almost say they didn't mean it. Or maybe, Taurus, they thought that their act of going around with a good deal of self-confidence, in which they hoped, Taurus, would lead to, some admiration. It had the opposite effect. Almost, Taurus, this person didn't mean it, but it's also who they are. They're clunky. They're clumsy with they're clumsy in moments they should be considerate. Shall we say that, Taurus? That's the person who's watching you. Oh, Taurus. Significant air here. I have a Queen of Cups. I have Judgment. Seven of Wands. So, Taurus, I have mixed signals going on between you and the person who's watching you. Taurus, this person probably still lingers on your mind, Taurus, because you felt this person would be a perfect fit. And Taurus, you weren't wrong about that. As I said, something about you and this person, you share some very deep alignments. You know, with a King and Queen of Swords, again, that's soulmate energy, also soulmate energy ironed out here, but it's also like the way you operate on some level is similar. On an important level is similar. Shared values are there, just the actions are off. How to go about it is off. That's different. Taurus, the person who's watching you, miscommunication. And Taurus, in this energy, it almost feels like miscommunication could continue a little bit longer. I do think this person is going to try to convey their intentions in a way that would be nice to you, exciting to you. And I still see a little bit of friction coming up. This person, just as I said, either communicates or behaves or something, both in an irksome way to you. They have a tendency to do that when they want to impress, Taurus. They don't. They're abrasive. Oh, poor person, Taurus. Anyway, Taurus, this person who's watching you will reach out again. Same issues could arise again, though, Taurus, because how this person operates is different from you. And Taurus, this person has yet to understand how to properly be, do I say the word empathetic, Taurus? Something about their energy is rough. Maybe it will continue to be, Taurus. Maybe they will learn some things, Taurus. Taurus, the person watching you is not stupid. And they are not rigid. Those are two benefits, right, Taurus? But they are ingrained in acting a certain way, especially when they feel good, especially when they're trying to win people over. Anyway, that's who's watching Taurus. Taurus energies, I have strong air. I also have some Cancerian, some Leo, some Aries. Then I have some Pisces. And that this energy is definitely going to reassert themselves as they're watching you, wondering. But it feels like, Taurus, they're not exactly watching you to examine how their delivery could be better. It's almost like how to be more emphatic. And something about their innate way of handling things that needs to change. At least for you. Thank you for the like. Oh, I see a little kitty in the avatar. Hello. Hello, everyone. And thank you for the likes. Let's go on to Capricorn. That would be a Capricorn sun, moon, rising. Capricorn 8th house, Capricorn 12th house. For the Capricorn collective. Who's watching Capricorn? I have a page of someone's watching Capricorn. They want something from you, Capricorn. They want to make you do something, Capricorn. This is someone who you know, Capricorn. I almost want to feel, Capricorn, they want you. They're going to ask you to do something. They want you to move in accordance to something they need, something they know you can do, something they've seen you do before. They want you to do a certain type of action, Capricorn. Could be a favor, but it's a little bit more than that. They want something out of you. They've seen a benefit to you, Capricorn, that they want, they like, they enjoy. This person is going to ask something of you, Capricorn, the person who's watching you. I do have strong earth here, Capricorn. Hermit, Taurus and Virgo energy. I have some Sagittarius, I have some Cancer and some Libra. Interesting in this energy, Capricorn. Something about this energy is twisted. Something about the energy, things have not been properly appreciated. Connections have not been properly appreciated. Some advantage taking advantage has happened a little bit in that energy. Not exactly the nicest. A little bit like encroaching, Capricorn. I wonder if you expect that, Capricorn. This isn't too like walking into something with your eyes closed. This is like someone saying, this is what I want, making no secret of it. You should help me. You should do this for me. You should blah, 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 something. Anyway, the person who's watching you has ideas like that, Capricorn. This is someone who's known to you. You should know this person quite well, Capricorn. They know you quite well, Capricorn. I almost want to say too, Capricorn, in that energy, they know how to push your buttons. They know, maybe you know how to push their buttons, Capricorn. Maybe it's mutual, maybe it's one way. Somebody knows definitely how to set off another. I'm also going to say in the energy with the Page of Swords, Capricorn, before I continue to go and pull. Thank you for the like. And hello. Okay, my little cat says hello too. Move, move. Also in this energy too, Capricorn, with the Page of Swords here, in that energy, here's also someone who could be seeking ways to go and set the other off. And it's quite obvious that they are looking for little annoying pinpricks to find until they find something that really hits home. Anyway, Capricorn, this is someone who's dealing with you, someone who you know their name, could know their house. You could both equally, Capricorn, know each other's houses, each other's family, what they do. It's someone you know quite well. Quite well. So we did fire as our second collective. We're on Earth right now. And then we have air after that. And thank you everyone for the likes. So Capricorn, let's continue. I have 7 of Cups and a 5 of Cups. Capricorn, the person who's watching you, I want to say it's someone who has had them over or they've had you over their house. You've been over their house. You could have met their family. You could have met their friends, vice versa. Somebody knows where the other worked. Someone knows each other's buttons and or they try to discover it to get a reaction in Capricorn. This person sees value from you. Value they have yet been unable to get, unable to access. Capricorn, here's someone who's going to reach out to you again. I'm going to ask you to do something. They could ask you, Capricorn. Well, Capricorn, they have a lot of plans and ideas about you. They have a lot of plans and ideas in general, Capricorn, that they're unwilling to give up on, Capricorn. And they're going to utilize you in some way, Capricorn, to make that happen. Capricorn, in this energy, it could be benign, as a person who's watching you is going to invite you out to a social gathering or invite you to do more social things with them, as they hope to go and change their own social dynamic and the own circles they move in. Also in this energy, Capricorn, the person who's watching you could be someone who has been trying to get certain things from you, Capricorn. Maybe they've been trying to get certain things in general, Capricorn, and unable to get it. The first time, they will try again, unwilling to let go, unwilling to move on, unwilling to change what they feel they need, what they want. That's who's watching Capricorn. Signs, Capricorn. I think I was reading signs, right? I have some strong Scorpio here. I also have some Virgo. I think I said I had strong Taurus and Virgo. I also have some Cancerian energy coming in there. Anyway, you could take the cards, the video back and see all the signs, all the cards that popped up. Let's go on to Virgo. That would be a Virgo sun, moon, rising. Virgo 8th house, Virgo 12th house. Virgo collective. Who's watching Virgo? Busy, forceful, determined. Well, definitely sweet on moving forward, the future, all the possibilities. Well, Virgo, I almost want to say person who's watching you is someone who wants to live life, is enjoying life, knows how to enjoy life, determined to enjoy life, moving quickly through the good things in life. Those type of energies, Virgo. Virgo, the person who's watching you is someone who has a wish list, a very long wish list inside their heart, playing repeatedly right on the tip of their tongue, Virgo. And they go and they are determined to succeed, determined to be true to their beliefs, Virgo. And their beliefs here, Virgo, are emotional ones. What they feel they need, Taurus. What they feel they need, Virgo, is what they're going after. Maybe too emotional here, Virgo. I don't know. A King of Cups. 8 of Wands and Chariot. You know, there's no card necessarily to me, Virgo, that's all good or all bad. You know, they have nuances. And here's someone kind of stuck in their feelings, Virgo. Stuck in pursuing what feels good. Using all their power necessary to go after what feels good. Not much logic here. It's all about satisfying the emotional. And with a seven, first of all, vibration of 7. And a Chariot, Virgo. A little messy. It's a little messy. All right, so Virgo, signs that I have coming up here. I have some Capricorn, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces, and Sagittarius. A lot of signs Strong water here, strong air. As I said, I have someone determined to get some fulfillment emotionally. A little too focused on the emotional, but we'll see, Virgo. Six of Wands. Star. I have the Lovers, bottom of the deck energy here. Virgo, whose heart are you winning? This is like tears of relief, Virgo. The person who's watching you. I do have Leo, Aquarius, Sagittarius, and then we still have some Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, Leo with Cancer. This is like tears of relief. Someone's putting a whole lot of emotional investment into you, Taurus. Why do I keep on saying Taurus? Excuse me, Virgo. Someone's putting a whole lot of emotional investment into you, Virgo. This is someone who you're dealing with, Virgo. I don't necessarily see this being new energy coming up. This is someone who's watching you, someone who's dealing with you. And Virgo, they count on you a lot. You are a part of the pillars under the foundation, Virgo, that supports their current reality. They put that responsibility on you, Virgo. Tears of relief, Virgo, the person who's watching you. This person, Virgo, could have a tendency to become a very emotionally dependent on you. This is someone, Virgo, who becomes bright and chipper around you. They feel inspired around you, about you. You put everything in perspective for them, Virgo. This person, Virgo, could become overly dependent on you. Anyway, Virgo, that's who I see. Someone who's watching you, this person, Virgo. An understatement would be to say that they love you. An accurate statement, Virgo, is that you are definitely a focal point in their lives. That's who's watching, Virgo. Someone who is quite dependent on you, although you may not realize it. Let's go on to, I think we're on Aquarius, right? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, arising, 8th house, 12th house. Person watching Aquarius deserves stubborn energy, Aquarius. This person deserves, this person intends to get. This person will only have this and they will have none of that. Aquarius, the person who's watching you, is very set in what they want to achieve, how they want to achieve it. Definitely they have an idea of when they'd like to achieve it. Aquarius, they're not going to go and back down from that. Aquarius, in this energy, this could be somebody around you, someone who you're dealing with who could be saying, now let's do this, now we must do that. having you dragged along to their timeline, which isn't quite yours, Aquarius, although I'm sure in this energy makes perfect sense, and also too one you can get behind, one that feels good. Still is their timeline though, Aquarius. Other possibility in this energy, thank you for the like, with this energy. Well, ultimately the person who's watching you, Aquarius, it's all their stage, their barge, their island, their sun, their solar system. Where are you going, little girl? My cat is like wanting to jump somewhere. I got a whole bunch more plants here. And I think she's trying to jump behind there. I don't want that. I will have a whole bunch of dirt and water mess if she does that. So anyway, this is who's watching Aquarius. Let's see, is there anything more I was going to say here? I don't think so. Aquarius, let's go and find out more. And thank you for the like. I have a Knight of Wands, Aquarius. Death, Aquarius. 2 cards came up here, Aquarius. Ace of Wands and the Empress. A little bit of nesting energy here, Aquarius. Someone's looking to set up home, Aquarius, set down roots, Aquarius. Someone's willing to invest in a good thing. Someone says that should have been done a long time ago, and now's no time like the present. Aquarius, I have nesting energy. Someone around you, person who's watching you wants to nest. Dig your roots down deeper. Give structure and foundation. Build out something that extends past themselves. Could be energy building with you, Aquarius. Could just simply be the energy this person is in. This person has a timeline, Aquarius. Maybe you're a part of it. Maybe you're not. Doesn't change the person who's watching you. And this very strong nesting energy they have here. Ultimately, this is someone who has a specific path they want to build out. And maybe that path, Aquarius, takes them away from you in that, has taken them away from you in that. Maybe in this energy too, Aquarius, somebody close to you. Well, I don't know necessarily close to you. Somebody around you is going to ask for more from you, Aquarius. They're going to ask you to adhere to their timeline, Aquarius, which, if you ask me, in this energy, Aquarius, is forever. Somebody wants family. Getting ready to build it, getting ready to deepen it, getting ready to expand it, getting ready to settle down and extend legacy past one spot. Aquarius, in this energy, first of all, on the lightest level, I see moving. Moving to a better spot where life can be lived. And the deeper energies of this Aquarius, I do see, I see marriage, I see pregnancy, I see family. I also see building up your community, a community. The person who's watching you, Aquarius, is preparing or prepared to do all those things, expand those things. Definitely in this energy, Aquarius, the person who's watching you is not that far from you. Wouldn't mind doing that with you. And definitely in this energy, Aquarius, because they wanted that, and their view of investment is different than yours. It led them away from you. Now, a Libra. That would be a Libra sun, moon, rising. You got it. 8th house, 12th house. Who's watching Libra? Ooh, Libra, someone who's quite alone. Quite capable of being alone, Libra, but nonetheless, Libra. Someone very independent. Someone who keeps themselves independent. In this energy too, Libra, the person who's watching you could be somebody very consumed with finances, success, career. Also too, could it be a little consumed with image, projecting leadership, embodying leadership. Very independent energy here, Libra. My cat's like jumping all over the place. And she made it to that spot I didn't want her to go. All these things have a little bit of water, a little bit of soil. My cuttings table. See, Libra, I do the cuttings in dirt instead of water because every time my cats knock them over, it's a lot easier to deal with dirt than it is water. And they still go jump, jump, jump. Anyway, Libra, let's find out more. This person who's watching you. Here's someone who's definitely committed to success, Libra. They're determined, Libra, that their words are just not going to remain words, but become action. But Libra, it's not easy for the person who's watching you. It's not easy for them to get ahead. Not deterred by setbacks here, Libra. Of course, justice is Libra energy. Libra, this very well could be your own energy too. Libra, it could be that people watch you, Libra, because what you say you do, you actually do. You're able to go and have the self-discipline. And I want to say too in this energy, Libra, the self-respect in yourself, to believe in yourself and not get deterred by how difficult it is to bring something out into reality, to build something that you believe in, and not try and take the easy way out or not deviate to easier things. Because that's the energy that I have here, Libra. And I feel like in this energy, Libra, the person who's watching Do I say there isn't an alignment, Libra? There's a gulf of sincerity. And I feel this is your sincerity, Libra. What you say, you actually do. And very few people, Libra, actually do that. And Libra, as you go about your life, your routine, start or continue on that life path of yours, people can only watch what they themselves are afraid to do. They themselves lack the courage to do, are unwilling to invest the time into doing it, when all it takes, Libra, is one step in front of another. And that's what they see with you. People who are watching you, Libra, are watching your sincerity. When you say something, Libra, you go about and do it. And Libra, when you actually do it, when you actually complete it, Libra, you don't do it on a B grade, 25%, 50%, 98%. Libra, when you do something, when you actually complete it, you do it 100%. Anyway, competence is what people see in you, Libra, more than who's watching you, like a specific person or type of person. Libra, people are just watching how you authentically you move. Energies here, Libra, I have Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Aquarius. And our final sign is Gemini. Let's see Gemini. My little kitty goes meow, Gemini. The kitty who's meowing, Gemini, there's a spaghetti squash that's his. He's taken it over. He hugs the spaghetti squash. All week he's been hugging the spaghetti squash. It's my little gray and white one. Apparently a spaghetti squash is a perfect size to hug for a kitty. Anyway, Gemini, who's watching you? I have a King of Cups. I have Strength. 5 of Cups. I have a card that wants to fall out, Gemini. Is it? You can take it. Seven of Wands. Strong Leo energy, Gemini. I have some Scorpio, I have some Pisces. That fell out with between the 5 of Cups and 7 of Wands. This person had an ending, Gemini. I don't know if I like all this energy, Gemini. This person allowed something to slip, something important, Gemini, to slip through their fingers before, Gemini. They knew they should have acted a certain way, Gemini, but they didn't till last minute, Gemini. They, regardless, wanted a change, Gemini. This person who's watching you stopped investing in something so that that thing would break away from them, Gemini, and they could go and establish themselves in another direction, Gemini. The person who's watching you. One could say in this energy, Gemini, maybe the person who's watching you has strong Leo energy. Maybe Gemini, also too, in this energy, this person will start getting back on their feet in a significant way, in a notable way, in a noticeable way. Gemini, come late summer. As I said, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this energy, because this is someone who just let go rather than necessarily stepped up and ended it. They let things atrophy until it broke away. Just a little weak to me. End things, right, Gemini? If you don't want it anymore, hack it off yourself. This person did not hack. This person just took the delicate way, the soft way out, and allowed the other to move away. And while it was still not exactly a pleasant experience for them, they did that so they could freely move on to the next stage of life. Is there anything more I want to say in this energy, Gemini? Gemini, you could be the one who they broke away from. Oh, no, I'm not going to say broke away. The one who they allowed the connection to atrophy away from. Or this person could be coming to you, this person with a history like that, to start the next chapter with. Anyway, Gemini, this person who's watching you a little weak. Too weak. Gemini. Of course, Ten of Swords is Gemini energy. This person is watching you, Gemini. This person could either be moving away from you, Gemini, or moving towards you, because Gemini, definitely your connection inspired them to behave in the way that they did. Not necessarily you alone, Gemini, but in order for them to be closer, is that the right word, Gemini? For them to be available is probably a better word, Gemini. To explore that which they have felt drawn to. They needed to free themselves, but they freed themselves, Gemini, in a rather weak way. The person who's watching, Gemini. Energies, did I call it energies? Pisces, Scorpio, strong Leo, and few other cards there. I'm going to say, Gemini, in that energy, if this is something that seems familiar to you, don't be flattered, Gemini, by warm, fuzzy words, gestures of appreciation that could touch you, Gemini. I want to say that because, that King of Cups energy knows how to be charming, Gemini. They know how to support, Gemini. They know how to form bonds and loosen them. Just something to be aware of. Anyway, those are my readings for the collective. A little bit of 2 hours. If you appreciate my time and energy, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Also, if anyone would like to send a little bit of love my way, a donation is always appreciated. I can use it to go and buy some more tea bags or some maple syrup, which I use to go and flavor my tea, which I am actually very thirsty now, talking for 2 hours. Also, to consider, if you'd like the readings, if you like the content, if you'd like to support the channel, become a member, become a moonwalker. There are benefits and perks. If you do join, be sure to let me know your sun sign so I can release astrological notes more frequently for your collective. If anyone would like a personal reading, I am around. Payment details are in the pinned comment. And until next time, bye-bye.